What is up, guys? Norris Digital Assets coming at you with another video, and in this video we're going to cover Bitcoin and the price action that it's had recently, which has been beautiful. Haven't had a video in a couple days, but we are going to cover Bitcoin right now. Number one, Tech Dev on Twitter, solid analyst. He's using the RSIs here that are congruent. They coincide with these tops here. You have the yellow, you have the evenly spaced here, the yellow, the orange, the purple, the yellow, the orange, the purple, the even spacing. And when you see the space between these three and these three, that's what people have been talking about, the extended cycles, where cycles are being more stretched out as we get more and more adoption into the crypto space. It's not as new. It's not 3-4 years ago. It's not as new, so there's more money in it, and the cycles are being stretched out a little bit longer, but I've always talked about going to this 2272. This 2272 is around $240,000, $250,000 on my main drawing, which we're going to look at right now. He's pointing to the 2272 on purple on log. We're going to go there now. Here it is. Here's my drawing we've been talking about for a long time now, where you have your massive 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are possibly commencing wave 5 now. That's what we're going to dive into on this video. Either we have started wave 5 or we are about to start it here real soon. So we are going to cover that in this video. This is on the weekly. And remember, guys, when we start wave 5, it will look something like this, because all these waves, or like this, because all these waves have 5 subwaves within them. So it's going to be something like this when we do get going and Bitcoin gets moving up on its 5th wave. At any rate, this to me, this was an ABC correction, and which is a zigzag ABC correction that I just drew, and this is an ABC correction, just a different type, a running flat, which is what I've thought it has been for a while now. So basically you get this coming down and, oh no, it's a bear market, crypto's dead, it's over, and then you start going back up, everyone's excited. Oh, yeah, it's back. We're going to all-time highs. We're going to 100K. Oh, nope, never mind. Crypto's dead. We're going into bear market, Bitcoin's dead. When really, in my eyes, when you zoom out and take emotion out of it and you actually look at this whole pattern and you look at everything here, what was it really this whole time? It was kind of a trick. This market, in a way, is kind of designed to kind of trick your mind, trick your emotions. The market moves in mysterious ways. That's how it moves, but it still follows Elliott wave theory. So really, all this really was this giant ABC correction starting in April 21, taking us till about now or later in February if wave 4 is still trying to finish, which is possible. We'll cover that in a second. Really, it was just one big, massive ABC correction when you zoom out, because these 5 waves, this overall 5-wave structure, takes years to actually create and happen. And now we are waiting on that wave 5, final wave 5. And what does that look like for other coins? We've talked about this many times. The quick recap is when Bitcoin tops out at wave 5 in its five subwaves, it tops out. Bitcoin tops out. We have a month or so. We don't know. In the past, it's been a month, but we have a month or so. Altcoin seasons, altcoins go crazy. Credible Crypto is talking about XRP kind of being in its own cycle, possibly. Said that the other day in an interview video. So we'll see if that stretches out for XRP in certain coins. But typically, Bitcoin tops out. The next month is altcoin season, where they go crazy. Then you have the bear market for all coins lasting 8 months, 9 months, a year. Could be shorter and less and more. It could be a shorter bear market and more shallow because of the adoption curve and more money coming into it and the crypto market becoming more mature. But we don't know that yet. So typically these bear markets have been 1 year. And what do they look like? Well, after Bitcoin tops, you have that altcoin season for about a month. All of the coins and altcoins correct a lot worse than Bitcoin, 80-90% corrections possibly. That's massive. Okay, massive corrections down, okay? But the bear market looks like this: A, B, C. And if that takes a year to complete, you got to remember, look, when we're coming down, people are going to say, oh, crypto's dead, it's over, we're going into a bear market, which we are, and I will go bearish. Then we'll get that bounce there and start coming up for B, and people will say the bull run's back, yada, yada. And that's part of the market, the psychology of the market. If you look at the go to Google and type in the Wall Street cheat sheet, psychology of a market, It would be going back up here, but it would just be B, and that's before it's C leg down. You finally bottom out, and then you start 5 new waves all over again. And that is how possibly Bitcoin will run to 500K in 2026. That's how, because it would do an A, B, C, a massive ABC, and it would start 5 new waves of all this psychology and all this stuff that we've been talking about on my channel. Okay, so the VPVR, and you can see some of the assistance here that this shows resistance and support here, okay? And you can see how Bitcoin just rolled right through here because it's a more shallow range, easier to cut through like butter, okay? You're gonna run into resistance here on these massive peaks. I mean, you have this peak here, roughly 45.8, and this peak is coming all the way up. I mean, it's a pretty large peak all the way up to 49.5. So that's your next resistance zone. Obviously, when you start to clear, say, 50,000 here, that's when you can just cut through this range all the way up to this 53,000 here. So you're just going to cut right through that. And you can see when it is that shallow here, this is where it cuts through more easily, okay? So really what we just did is we kind of found it. We found a bottom, A, B, C. We're on this running flat ABC, and we were finding a bottom anyways, and we had this ABC consolidation for months and months and months, okay? So not only do we bounce off that, we cut through this little section like butter on the VPVR, and it looks like we're going to be battling between 46 and 49 here next. And we could come back to do a little bit of back testing support, but all that would be is healthy. As in, let's get rid of that, as in, if Bitcoin does roll back, it could test and get moving again. If it does roll back towards that 38,000 range, that's when bears and a lot of people come out and say, yep, see, told you, it was a bull trap. It was all a trick. It was a fake out. We're going lower, lower, and lower. I've laid out on this channel for a long time why I do not think that is the case, okay? So the back testing is a healthy thing if we do that. So overall, very bullish on Bitcoin. We're going to do one more thing. We're going to look at a price prediction based off waves, based off Elliott wave theory. And I love it. We're going to take a look here. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, so we have these 5 waves that we've talked about many times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we're waiting on 5, okay? And in between that, you have wave 2, which is a corrective wave, and you have wave 4, which is a corrective wave. And those are ABC corrections where you can see them here. There's the ABC, and there's the ABC. Okay. Now, all we're going to do is we are going to measure wave 1. We're going to zoom in, get a little closer in here. We're going to measure wave 1 and get this a little tighter. And we've done this before. We're going to set it here. We're going to come up to there. 348%. If we have started wave 5 now, which I'm not positive we have, but there's a chance we have. Let's do that same. This is the bottom. And we can do that same 348% here, which would take us up to 150,000 in that area. So very hard to predict all of this, but I'll tell you this. Wave 5 is, in Elliott wave theory, is always as big or bigger than wave 1. So just, if it's the height of wave 1, height of wave 5, it's going to be that 130, 140, 150, at least in that range. That's the minimum range that Bitcoin will go in this wave 5. And that's what it'll do, because 5 is always at least as big as 1 or bigger. And sometimes it's one of the biggest waves, and it can be a massive wave. And if it's a massive wave, that's when you're looking at $203,000, the 2272, the same that TechDev is showing here, the 2272, okay? Same thing there. And if it gets really going crazy, we're talking $240,000 to $250,000 Bitcoin in late 2022, early 2023, and we've talked about that for a while. So this day-to-day stuff, guys, you've seen my thesis on where I think Bitcoin's going. This day-to-day stuff isn't that big of a deal. We need to start looking at weeks and months ahead. Remain patient. we're going to be talking about when to sell, and we're going to talk about laddering out and taking profits and selling and all that stuff later in the bull run when the time actually comes closer. But getting worried or emotional currently now is not what we want to be doing at all with our minds. So we've had a lot of good price action on a lot of altcoins, a lot of good things going. So when you zoom out and you start looking at months, look where this space is going. Look where crypto is going, okay? So that's my thesis. So let's take a look here. Remember, these 5 waves are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Have we started 5? Okay, so let's go to the drawing right here. And we've been showing this for a while, the ABC running flat correction. If this is the 5, and I'm not sure if it is or not. Let's see here. Let's zoom in. Let's go to the daily. It's a little cleaner on the daily, and that's how I originally drew it. If this is the 5 wave count, we've finished the 5 movements. Again, guys, just real quick, the 3, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have to have a 3, 3, 5 movement where there's 3 here, and then a final 5 for a running flat ABC correction. It's a known pattern, okay? So if we got these 5, if this is the 5 movements, I'm not positive that it is, but if it is, then we have started the larger wave 5 with the 5 small subwaves. So we would be coming up on the smallest wave on wave 1, down on wave 2, up on 3, down on 4, etc. You get the point, but it's going to be coming up much higher than this. This is just as an example. But if these are the 5 movements, then it's done. If there is still one more movement down, which, because we've come up so high here, I don't think that there's going to be another movement down. You can move these, my point is you can move these counts in different directions here and stretch it out in a different way. But it's getting harder and harder to make this make sense. You know, this could be a possible, this here is a possible scenario. There's one more drop down. Wouldn't bother me at all, wouldn't worry me at all if somehow we went to the lower 30,000s, because it would just be this move. We will see. Maybe this pattern is complete. We will see. But overall, I'm not a day trader. I'm not telling you to enter trades. We're not talking about leverage on this channel. So you have to remember what kind of channel you're watching. Are you watching a channel that's a day trading, that's doing these leverage trades, that's telling you when to enter and when to exit and this and that? We're doing more of on this channel so far, you know, for the most part, we're doing a holding strategy where we accumulate dips, we hold our coins, and we sell at the top of wave 5, as close to the top of wave 5 as possible. Now, let's look at some stuff that's actually more recent here. Let's go to Binance Tether here. Okay, so here's what could really happen, though, in the near term on Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin. So we sort of had this ascending triangle here. A little rough, but, you know, ascending triangle here, and, you know, got some movement up here. Okay, you see this line here. It was acting as resistance. It was acting as resistance here, a little resistance here. Okay, breaks through it, moves up. Okay, we were bottoming out anyways. Okay, so what could happen is we have this line here. If Bitcoin needs to correct, this could be a very healthy accumulation zone at 38,000, where you could dollar cost average in even more. If Bitcoin does roll to this 38,000, your altcoins will probably roll too, where you can DCA into those, okay? Why that would make sense and what that would look like is you see this buy signal coming here. It's imminent. It looks to be imminent. We will see if it happens, okay? Which is the green line coming over the red line, 20 EMA, coming over the 55, that's the buy signal. That's the start of the movement up. So what it could look like is this. As this green line comes here and the red line's coming over, as you come down to test this 38,000, you test it and bounce up as you're getting the buy signal, and it's a DCA spot, maybe some wicks, and on the cross, you find that support and you get moving on. Now that got a little messy, but you get my point here, okay? Another thing here, showing you some minimums, wave 5 and moving forward. This is some nice confluence here. If I do the fib here on the highs in April and the lows in the summer, like I have been doing, and just stretch this out and set it there, where does that roughly take us? And that's the 1618. And I've talked about this for a long time. 107,000 would be easy based on the fibs. That's going to happen in wave 5. based off a swing high and a swing low. Simple, okay? Now let's do the same thing on what we just created. We went up to about 69,000 and we came down to what, 32, 33, somewhere in there, okay? So let's see what happens when we fib the same thing here. Boom, and boom, okay? And where does that take us? Well, to the 1618 off the same pattern, basically the same pattern. The 1618, $108,000. It's within about $1,000, okay, when you're actually looking at this. So let's zoom out and let's actually take a look how beautiful this really is, okay? So you have a run up, you have a corrective phase of the bull market, you have a run up and a corrective phase of the bull market, all part of this A, B, C. But the cool thing here is how you created this pattern here and this pattern here, how we were talking, how those patterns are so similar. And when you trace it out with the fibs, 107, 108, like that's a minimum. So, and that'll happen. That should happen in 2022. All probabilities, though, on this channel, no certainties. Nothing is certain, but I'm very bullish. I've shown the Newpol. I've shown the MVRV score, the Glassnode on-chain metrics. I've shown many different metrics. I've shown the CBBI and the Pi cycle top indicator. We've shown the balance on exchanges going down still. We've talked about adoption. We've talked about all these things. That's why I'm bullish on Bitcoin overall. And we cover Bitcoin because it's attached to all of our coins, okay? So this is a very interesting confluence here, and I love to see it. Bitcoin is looking bullish. And the CBBI, 45 confidence that we are at the peak. When this gets closer to 100, that's when we'll start talking about the top of Bitcoin. Same with the Pi cycle top indicator and everything else. So anyways, that is going to be it for this video, guys. And we will catch you in the next one. Please smash up the like button, please. It helps get the video out more to more people. I'm trying to grow the channel. It's been a little slow lately. So if you can click the like button, it'll help the channel grow a little bit. And click subscribe down below also, or you can click my logo right here in the corner if it's there. And that's going to be it for this one, guys, and we will catch you in the next video. See ya.